Brian Kilmeade, welcome back to Rick and Bubba. But let's talk about the midterms. You're right there on the front lines. How do you see this going on Tuesday? I know none of us can predict exactly what's going to happen, but what's your sense?
Now, I know you've been on Fox before, and when you were on earlier, it looked kind of grim for Republicans because of history, because this president is so unorthodox. People are having trouble. They were trying to marginalize him. And, he has not been perfect, but things have changed. And now we're no longer saying, are they going to lose the Senate? They're saying, how much will the margin grow? Now, there's a chance that Beto O'Rourke will pull up an upset. There's a chance that, Dean Heller will go down in Nevada. But for the most part, things are trending where they're going to have a 4 or 5 seat advantage, I believe, in the Senate. In the House, anyone who can tell you that they can figure out 435 races is lying. They're talking about regions and sections. So what I'm saying is the president's gotten a read that he can make the sale. And he has got 11 events in 6 days. He believes that he wants this thing nationalized. He wants people voting on him. And I do think that the Democrats, one message of health care is strong, but the other message of resist is not. And people are fed up with this whole the intramural fighting with Kavanaugh. The basics understanding is we're not afraid of the caravan, concerned about our border, and there's no order, and we're already at $700 billion in debt. And we have our own poor, our own people sleep on the streets that we have to take care of. We're not mad at those people. And when people bring up the caravan and talk irrationally about it and try to mock you because you're concerned that on the cap 5,000 a day are going to come steamrolling through our borders, and they have been for a while, then people get ticked off. They don't answer you. They don't answer the polls, and they go vote. If there is a quiet Trump vote again, Trump holds both. And if he does hold both, it'll be as big an upset as his victory in 2016.
Brian, that kind of got to something we were talking about earlier. Do you believe the polls right now, or do you think they're off?
Well, I think that I know in my life there's a lot of people that support Trump and don't tell anybody. More than Bush, more than Clinton, more than anybody else in my lifetime. Nixon. For a while, people would be embarrassed to say they're voting for Nixon or, they voted for him. But, this is worse because people get such looks. They're looked at as like mutants if you say that you support President Trump. Yeah. They keep their mouth shut. So why would they ever answer a poll from Gallup? A stranger comes up to you with a clipboard. Why would you answer that question? So my thing is logic tells you that Trump is underpolled. Logic, because people aren't leveling with other people. They're not leveling with their family members.
Well, there's also precedent. He was underpolled in the presidential election to the point you just made. Mm-hmm. If that went the way it went, why would we think the midterm elections would not give us that same quiet vote that was never spoken of?
And I'll add this, just in terms of tactics and techniques, their ground game, cyber ground game, what they have in terms of a mailing list and the way they can target, puts even President Obama's to shame. This guy, Brad Pascal, now in the tower from Texas, he has put together such a list of targets. That's the reason why he was winning by 10 and 20,000 votes in all these states. There wasn't a mistake. That wasn't a fluke. It wasn't the Russians. He knew exactly what districts to go to. Every time the president has a rally, these people are enlisted as captains. They're put on massive mailing lists, and his base continues to grow. They find out what's important, they change their message, and they reattack. Now they're siphoning out to all the congressmen and women running for office, telling them what their district is about, more than the people living in it. Do not underrate the president's cyber team and his ground game. And he spread it out the entire RNC.
Brian Kilmeade, thank you, brother, for spending time with us.